Once upon a time, a girl named Maryam lived in the city along the Great Silk Road. Her childhood days were spent watching the stream of dusty travelers arrive, bringing with them prosperity, knowledge, and new ideas from distant lands. Maryam saw how they gazed in wonder at the city's famous wooden palace, its walls an intricate mosaic of turquoise and ochre tiles. Inside, bathed in the light from 1,000 tiny panes of colored glass, the visitors admired murals inspired by the stories of Nizami, Azerbaijan's literary father. Beauty found a home in Maryam's heart. She bought the finest silk from Chinese merchants and crafted exquisitely decorated scarves called kalagai. As light as the mountain air, her colorful creations carried symbols of hope, love, and good fortune. Demand for Maryam's talents grew and grew. Her reputation spread far beyond the city, and Maryam herself was soon to follow. She pursued her dreams across land and ocean and learned a lot from old masters, drawing inspiration from new cultures. Every land and every chance encounter enriched the designs of her kalagai. Stars from the east, flowers from the west, colors that captured the essence of life. Astronomy, poetry, philosophy. Knowledge was the oxygen that Maryam breathed. Her growing wisdom became her companion on the journey, helping her create kalagai that seemed even more beautiful than before. To touch a silken kalagai is a joy worth sharing. It is the spirit of Azerbaijan, and as you will discover, Maryam's journey is far from over.
Hello, my name is Maryam. Welcome to the World Ports Conference 2018. Over the coming days, you'll have a chance to discover for yourself the magic of Azerbaijan and its capital city, Baku. You have learned something about me. Now it's time to learn what the future has in store for us. To help us to take the next step on our journey, Parag Khanna, the best-selling author, is here today.
Thank you, dear Maryam, and welcome, dear friends. My name is Parag Khanna, and I analyze global trends to project and explain what the world will look like 20 or 30 years from now. I will be your guide as we head into uncharted territories, but I won't be doing it alone. Accompanying me along the way will be someone you have already met, Maryam.
Salam, and once again, welcome to Azerbaijan.
Maryam is very proud of her country's past, for some very good reasons. Azerbaijan was the first country in the Muslim world to allow girls to be educated. So when Maryam went to school back in 1901, she was truly a pioneer. Then, in 1918, Maryam gained the right to vote in elections. That was 1 year before women in the USA, Luxembourg, and Sweden, another first in the Muslim world. Now, let's come to the present. 2018 is officially the year of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, exactly 100 years after it became the first democratic republic in the Muslim world. Today, I would like to talk about the future of this region, including Azerbaijan, over the next 20 years. It is no coincidence that the title of this conference is Ports of the Future, Building Hubs, Accelerating Connectivity. Let me start with the beautiful silk scarf that came from Maryam's heart. In days gone by, my Indian ancestors were traders who visited Azerbaijan. almost certainly they would have traveled along the road from Ardabil, now in Iran, to Shamaka and Baku. In the late 1600s, it's known that around 200 Indians were living on the outskirts of Shamaka, which was then the country's main trading hub. The town itself boasted 20 inns that provided food and rest for Indian travelers. What brought them here? Expensive goods like silk, oil, salt, fish, horses, jewelry, and natural dyes that could be sold at a premium in Europe, India, the Middle East, and Central Asia. Azerbaijan really is at the crossroads of East and West. There are records from the mid-1600s that show a group of Indian merchants arriving in Shamaka, carrying Russian goods such as animal furs, fur coats, leather cloth, copper, and caviar. From Shamaka, these caravans transported their wares to India via present-day Afghanistan or to the Persian Gulf, from where they were shipped to India. You will recall what Maryam said about the Great Silk Road, bringing prosperity and new ideas. In fact, the success of the Great Silk Road was the development of these trading hubs to become vibrant, wealthy towns and cities.
Parag, but what about today?
Yes, Maryam, it's a very good question. If you turn on the TV today, you see so much doom and gloom. From wars and natural disasters to terrorism and refugee crises. In the UK, Brexit is moving forward, even though the country's National Health Service depends on foreign doctors and nurses. In America, visa restrictions have already reduced the number of Asian engineers and programmers coming to work in the country by 25%. Maryam, we can only hope that sanity returns to international politics. But let's look at the bigger picture. The unfolding economic wonder of this millennium is the growing power of the Eurasian supercontinent, as the European and Asian zones connect and enhance their trade and investment ties. Azerbaijan is perfectly positioned to capitalize on this. Europe has led the way in promoting its energy trade with Azerbaijan. Now Asia is becoming the main investor in the Central Asian corridors linking the Far East, Caspian Sea, Black Sea region, and Europe. Azerbaijan is truly blessed in belonging to both Europe and Asia, East and West. This was true in the past, but the opportunities for the country today are greater than ever before.
It's true, Parag. Azerbaijan is in a unique position. But where do we start?
Where do we start, Maryam? That is a very good question. Quite a few countries have already realized that Asia should be their primary economic focus in the years ahead. Until the 15th century, Asia had rich commercial and cultural connections across a half-dozen major civilizations. But colonialism and the Cold War disrupted Asia's unity. But the situation is changing dramatically. Today, almost all the sub-regions of Asia are trading more with each other than with the US or with Europe. The growth of China, India, Southeast Asia, and the Gulf is a huge opportunity for trading nations such as Azerbaijan. It is most definitely a time for confidence in pushing forward and playing to the country's strengths.
But what about Baku?
Yes, here we are in Baku. One of Baku's role models and partners being celebrated here is Dubai. Only one generation ago, it was a city far more people flew over than stopped in. But today, it is one of the fastest growing cities by population in the history of the world. It has one of the world's busiest ports at Jebel Ali, and is a key global hub for air travel as well. The geography of Dubai has not changed. but its connectivity has expanded exponentially.
So, how do you see our future?
Let's talk about the future, Maryam, because we live in a time when a new Great Silk Road is emerging, where mega cities will drive the global economy. We can already see the seeds of this great change. London accounts for almost half of Britain's GDP. And in America, the New York, Boston, Washington corridor, together with Greater Los Angeles, accounts for about 1/3 of America's GDP. By 2025, there will be at least 40 such megacities around the world. And those metropolitan hubs will be connected by terabit capacity fiber optic cables, making possible the unlimited sharing of data, cargo transshipment by Hyperloop, and 3D printing applications that influence all aspects of our lives. Dubai and Singapore are two global hubs on either end of the new maritime Silk Road across the Indian Ocean. And today, across the terrestrial Silk Roads, we have Baku and Almaty, Budapest and Istanbul emerging to claim their rightful place. Over time, more cities will recover their ancient role as Silk Road hubs, such as Samarkand and Lahore. My vision is that as in ancient times, great commercial hubs will not compete with each other, but strive to connect with each other ever more efficiently. In mathematics, the value of a network increases as the number of nodes in the network expands. And the same is true of our global urban network of cities. Baku, located at the heart of this pattern, will definitely be a key driver of the emergence of the 21st century Great Silk Road. Right now, the government here is rapidly proactive. It is using its experience of the astonishingly successful oil strategy and creating a new free trade zone 70 kilometers down the road from here at the new port of Baku near Alat township. It will be a totally 21st century zone with blockchain technology, instant e-registration, and zero taxation and duty to produce all the things downstream: cars and robotics, furniture, fertilizers, you name it. The Alat Free Trade Zone will be exactly what the forward-thinking investor needs: stability, a business-friendly environment, and access to the vast markets of Eurasia. The more connected Baku becomes to the rings of cities in Europe and Asia and beyond, the more vital it becomes to the worldwide division of labor that has become our global economy and our global society. It is here that Maryam will be able to meet thousands of next-generation merchants arriving from all over the world, here to create the commodities and goods for the 21st century consumer.
Thank you, Parag.
Thank you, Maryam. You have a very bright future. And thank you all for being with us this morning.